Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, parents, family members, guests, teachers, district administration, board trustees, and who else? Who else is here? Oh, yeah, you guys. Hello, graduates. Thanks for being here today. So glad you could make it. And as are the folks behind you, so glad that you've made it. So let's get this show on the road. Go through a couple quick reminders as we get going. Parents, we have the benefit of having a ceremony that is quaint enough, intimate enough that you get to be here with your kids. But we will have a professional photographer down here taking pictures of them as they come off the stage. So I need you to stay in your seating area if you would, and just take pictures from where you are. I feel like I need to do the Lou Gehrig speech. I'm hearing myself bounce off the stadium. It's taken a lot of planning to get to this point, and a lot of work by a lot of people. So I appreciate all of you adhering to the health and safety guidelines that are necessary for us to honor the kids today. And yes, you will always be kids to me, especially those of you who made more of my hair turn gray this week as we got you to this finish line. I will dismiss the kids at the end. They will walk out to some music, and then parents, then I'll dismiss you to follow them out at the end. If you would, just please make sure we're maintaining that social distancing. And then once you are out to the parking lot with them, PAL is coming in here in a little while to have a similar ceremony. So if you would hop in your vehicles and go celebrate this milestone, that would be great. Before going any further, I'm going to take a moment to recognize one of ours, Mrs. Krista Schoenfeld. Krista has been with Access for quite some time, and she's moving on to another opportunity next year. And I want to thank her for her years of dedication and service to the kids that have come through Access to success. And we want to wish you the utmost of success and happiness as you go forward. And thank you especially for the efforts you were putting in the past 48 hours to make sure that so many of these seats were full. At this time, if you would you all please rise for the playing of our national anthem? I'd like to take a moment for all of us to be able to applaud you, graduates, for you achieving this milestone in your life's journey. Congratulations. You guys are part of the 33 kids graduating from Access this year. 33 kids who decided they wanted to finish their high school diploma regardless of the barriers they had experienced. And you know, when you came to Access to Success, many of you said you wanted to have a different educational experience. Well, perhaps this spring we might have over-delivered on that just a little bit. It certainly has been something different. But you have risen to the challenge. A big thanks to your teachers for the efforts they put in. But all of you overnight became online learners and did an excellent job of getting yourself to the finish line. We're super proud of you. You've responded to adversity of all kinds to make it to this moment. Whether you placed baggage on your shoulders or the world did, you successfully carried it to this milestone. I know the challenges that many of you have overcome to be here today, so nice work. While you may be finishing with Access in your high school career, your life is just starting, and the world needs you. We need your willingness to overcome hurdles, to see obstacles as challenges and not blockades. It is clear that our country is in need of strong people as we move forward. Fortunately, we will have you out there. There are challenges and obstacles facing us as a nation. Be the leaders I know you to be and take us to the next level. For one of you, an additional recognition and step in the next direction. Access to Success was an idea that David Strong brought to life for Helena schools. I was hired 10 years ago and had the privilege of David being both my friend and mentor. When he tragically died in a car accident, I was lucky to step in and work with the amazing staff at Access. Helena College has donated a scholarship in his name each year to an Access graduate to continue their education at Helena College. We are truly fortunate to have the support we have from the college for our program and for our kids. This year, the David Strong Memorial Scholarship goes to Sam Schmidt. Nice work, Sam. We look forward to hearing all of the great things you're going to do with that, and so stop by and visit us and tell us how great you're doing. I challenge all of you to not to be bogged down by what has always been or what is status quo. Follow your visions. You are difference makers. Today symbolizes the difference you're making in your lives. Now make a difference in all lives. They all matter. I have enjoyed getting to know all of you and your stories. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I've enjoyed our conversations and learning what you're about and what you believe. Stay true to your beliefs. Stand up for what you know to be right and stand opposed for what you know to be wrong. You are each unique, wonderful, and valuable. Share yourselves with the world and make it better because of you being in it. I say it at each graduation ceremony where I'm privileged to speak. It's referred to as a commencement ceremony because it is not an ending. It's your next beginning. You are all on the launch pad and your futures await. And if I would just stop talking, we could get you a little closer to it. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask Dr. Tyler Ream, Helena Schools Superintendent of Schools, to come up and say a few words to you.
Greetings, good afternoon. Thank you for being here. I want to thank you for this opportunity and just the brief period of time that I have to say a few remarks. Our journey, as Mr. Crawford mentioned, to this afternoon was an odd one, but we are resilient, aren't we? We are here. Family members and guests, thank you for the honor of working for and with your graduates. Speaking on behalf of my colleagues here in the Helena Public Schools, I want you to know that working with your children is truly one of the greatest joys of our lives. To my colleagues that are joining us this afternoon who are kind of seated around us here, I also want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for your sacrifices and for your commitment. You continue, as you have throughout this crisis, to be an inspiration to me every day. And I am fortunate to serve alongside each of you. I appreciate it. And to our students, I want to say thank you and congratulations. When I think about this class of 2020, I will forever be reminded of your resilience. As Access to Success graduates, I believe you are the definition of resilience. Each of you persevered to today through numerous challenges that threatened your success. Yet, you remain resilient, and you have arrived at this moment in time and have provided yourself with valuable options. You didn't do this alone, and today, you have the responsibility to seek out those that supported you, to find them, look them in the eyes, and say, thank you. That is your responsibility, and I urge that you do not let this day pass without seeking out those people. Many of them are here with you today, but some are not. Today, you graduate as young adults into a world like none other. Oddly enough, the challenges that face us as a nation and a world are foundational as they provide us each with opportunities. Our nation is gripped with two concurrent pandemics. One is viral, and I believe it will be solved. The other is systemic and has caused pain for far too long. We have responsibilities to overcome both, whether through social distancing or social action. We have actions that we must take in healing our nation and delivering on the promise of liberty and justice for all. You and I share a common bond in this regard. As a high school student growing up in Los Angeles, I clearly remember sitting on my back wall, seeing the flames and smelling the smoke of the riots of 1992. I remember the pain and the anger and the violence and the fear. What I don't remember is what changed systemically to ensure that future generations were better as a result of my and our deliberate actions. Nearly 30 years later, I stand here convicted, quite honestly, of simply not doing enough. This feeling of failure is not one that I want for you and for your future, because forward progress will involve more than just emotions and words and posts. We must come together during this time of pain and anger, sickness and death to build the future that we want for our families, for our community, for our state, and for our nation. Graduates, please know that everybody seated around you, we are all proud of you. As your neighbor and fellow citizen, know that graduation is not an end. It's an achievement, but it's not an end. Graduation is indeed a beginning. Your resilience in this achievement gives me great hope for our collective future. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. It's become the new version of the American Express card. You don't leave home without it. I'd like to take a moment and recognize our Helena School Board trustees that have come out today. Thank you for being here. And there's a reason I won't be reading off the student names, so there's a few of you be patient with me as we go through this. Board Chair Luke Muskevich. Is that Shiban Haythorn? Siobhan? I'm sorry. Please don't fire me. John McEwen. Jennifer McKee. Sarah Sullivan. And Jennifer Walsh. Thank you all for being here today and supporting these kids. They are wonderful representatives of Helena Schools, and we're awful proud of them. Okay, thank you, Dr. Ream. I know you're as proud of the kids as I am. Next up, I have asked Charlie Crawford to be our speaker here today. Charlie was with Access to Success back at the beginning. She helped shape it and give it legs and sustainability. She and I are not related, but we do have an agreement to answer the phone if either of us needs bail money. Charlie stepped away from Access last year to focus on her business, Montana Book Company, so buy local and support downtown merchants. Charlie, thank you for being in our sandbox today. Would love if you'd come speak to the kids.
We're either rotating or we're creeped out by Craig's space. I don't know. I don't know why both of them just stole my speech, but I'll do my best. First things first, I'm super excited to be here. It was kind of weird to have a year come by where it's graduation time and I'm not sitting here with you guys. But I'm glad to be here today. So, first things first, congratulations. Congrats on graduating. I mean, you're almost there. I'm in your way too, so hold on, I'll be brief. And congrats on getting through a semester like no other. A semester affected by a pandemic like the likes we haven't seen in 100 years. Days filled with uncertainty, confusion, probably some extreme boredom, and more computer time than some of you would ever like to do. But mostly, congrats on making the decision to come to Access. By coming here, you chose to be successful ultimately. Always remember that you did that. I know how this party works. I was here for 10 years. Nobody brought you here. Nobody made you do this. Nobody held your hands. Well, maybe a couple of you had your hands held a little bit, but you know who you are, and I know who a couple of you are too. Some of you maybe had it a bit harder than necessary. You know who, but you did this anyways. You made this happen. Whether you were bored, bullied, falling behind academically, struggling with health issues, busy being a parent, or just wanted a different path, it doesn't matter. It's official. You made this happen. And although I haven't had the pleasure of knowing every single bright and shiny face out there, it doesn't make me any less proud of every single one of you. So here's the cool thing about what you just did. For many of you, this wasn't the easiest process to get through. Whether it was academically tough, the road to get here was just bumpy, family stuff's hard, or you did it without friends or not so great friends, maybe a relationship collapsed along the way. Because you made it, means you can make it. It means you can do it. You can achieve and get through so many other things as you move along in life. You're going to have even more challenges as you go along. Everyone always says it gets better. It does, but it's still hard. Okay? Perhaps you'll have more challenges than the person sitting way over 6 feet away from you right now, but you'll all get through it. I know this because I have. My journey to now has been full of ups and downs, mostly downs. I floated through high school without caring much about being there, got just good enough grades, had just enough charm to, direct that towards the adults who I thought needed it, so that I could play the sports and have the social life that I so desperately loved. Academically, not great. Social life, great. By the way, that charm starts to not work so well as you get older, so work on finding something else to rely on. I should have taken it all a little bit more seriously. My senior year, I joined the National Guard and I served for 6 years. I was really good at what I did, but sometimes I didn't take it very seriously. I got out maybe when I shouldn't have. It's something that I regret still to this day. I had a good experience, but maybe better choices would have led to better things down the road. It's an ending I'm not terribly proud of. I didn't go to college till I was 30 because I thought I knew better. But when I did, I earned surprisingly great grades and left Portland State with both a master's degree and, of course, an undergraduate degree. It was a fantastic experience, and I met people from all sorts of backgrounds, races, ethnicities, religions, who helped me learn about issues that a relatively naive kid from Helena would have never known a thing about. I didn't have a real career until I was almost 37. And it was the one that I left a year ago here. It was embarrassing for a while. I thought that I was a failure because I started so late in life, excuse me. I wasn't a failure. I just started late, that's all. Some of you are gonna start late, and that's okay. I hadn't taught ever before coming to Access to Success, but David Strong, as Craig mentioned, hired me because of all my crazy life experiences, because of the road that I had walked. He hired me because he wanted that in someone. People are gonna want that in you guys too. Just keep fighting. Now, like Craig said, here I am, owning a store in a town I wasn't really sure I'd ever live in, for real. But you know, I'm here and I'm doing all right, but it took a long time. You know, partway through working at Access, I'm gonna get real here, so bear with me. I was diagnosed with bipolar and multiple other little disorders that are kind of a pain. I'm telling you this because I believe that truth and storytelling is helpful and is important. Those mental health issues have put me in some real dark places with alcohol addiction, with lows so low I couldn't go to work, couldn't get off the couch, couldn't talk to other people, and that landed me all the way in a behavioral health unit. Because at that time, the absolute last thing I ever wanted to do was be alive. Sometimes that feeling pops its ugly head up again, and I have to make the choice to do what's necessary to not let it win. I know some of you understand this to your core, and I know you know how absolutely hard it is to feel that badly sometimes. I left Access at the end of last year, mostly because of years of mental health struggle, left me so tired and too worn out to be a good teacher anymore. It was heartbreaking, but I had to make a good choice, the right choice, not to be a lazy, uninterested, bad teacher to students like you who desperately need someone to give them direction and a little learning. At 47, I'm finally in a pretty damn good spot, actually. You know, I have a community around me that supports me professionally and personally. Some of them are on my right and on my left and sitting out there in those chairs with you. But here's the deal. Everyone that I just mentioned has also struggled in one way or another. I know everyone on the sides of the stage, every teacher that you know, maybe even Katie. Oh, we lost her again. She's always hiding in these. Oh, there she is. Katie's over there. Maybe even Katie. All of these people have gone through things or had to make decisions that they would rather not have had to make. Or maybe those decisions were ones they would have made differently now. But I also bet that every one of them would tell you that all of it made them the person they are today. We are all still flawed in some way or another, and that's okay, because we should always have a little something to be working on. There are going to be times in your future when you think you just can't go on. Don't sell yourself so short. You're stronger, and you're smarter, and you're more resilient than you'll ever know. You're going to be just fine. Find good people to surround yourself with and get rid of the ones who drag you down. Admit your mistakes when you make them, and all of this will change you for the better. Those of you who know me, who had me as a teacher, know that social studies teacher and me just can't pass up just the tiniest opportunity to give a little lecture. So just 2 points. Number 1, once you're 18, or if you already are and you aren't yet, vote. I should probably say that again. Vote. I don't care who you vote for, just vote. You can't, and some of you know that I say this all the time, you can't complain. If you didn't vote, you don't get to complain, period. And here's the thing, voting at all levels matters. Everyone under this tent got voted into their position by the Helena public. These people are sitting here because they support this program. They help make sure this program is funded, that it keeps operating, that it hires good people so that more and more people like yourselves can keep coming here and get a diploma, because that didn't work the other way. So voting, even at the little level, matters. Number 2, always do your best to be supportive of those who don't have it as easy as you, or those who are being painfully, heartachingly discriminated against. Some of you were bullied. You're a person of color. You struggle with mental health issues. You're part of the LGBTQ community. Having someone to support you is huge. Be an ally. Be the person your friends, partners, kids maybe someday, family is proud of. Stand up, help out, and use your voice. Be compassionate and caring so that if the day ever comes when you need an ally, there are still people around standing to help you out. Elie Wiesel, a very famous Holocaust survivor, once said, "I swore never to be silent whenever and wherever human beings endure suffering and humiliation. We must take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented." There's always something you can do to affect change. The scariest part is just taking the first step. If you can't figure out what that step should be, come find me. I'll do my best to get you going. I love you guys. Thank you so much for letting me harass you for a few minutes. Thanks to Access for letting me be here to harass you for a few minutes. Before you leave today, thank you, teachers. Thank the people sitting behind you, the people who couldn't make it today because only 2 folks could come. Whoever it was that supported you to get here, thank them. Be strong, be well, and go out there and do really good things. Thanks, guys.
I promise I'm not Jeremy. But at least I'm not adjusting the height. I thought I'd be okay with you, Tyler, coming up here. I was like, okay, it's already up in the air. Now, graduates, here's what you've been waiting on. So let me walk you through how we want to make this happen in the best way for you. In a second, Sam's going to come up here and start reading your names. And Carter will start down there with you, and you're going to come up this side of the stage over here. And then behind me will be this snazzy, no expense spared white envelope that has inside of it a little diploma doodad for you, and a little something from your local Helena Kiwanis Club as well that I'm a member of, and they said they want to do something special for you guys. So as you come up and grab this off the table, then you're going to go down that side, and Michelle's out there waving, hi, and she'll be the photographer to take your picture. I think your parents would really want you to take this out of the envelope so that she can take your picture with that, and they would also want you to have your mask off as well. So take the time to take it out of the envelope, take your mask off, let her get a really good picture for you, and then as you finish, you're going to go down to the end of the row, closer to the PE center, and then we're just going to slowly shuffle you back to the seat you started in, okay? There's enough of me talking. Sam, let's get them done. You good? It's up to you.
Hey there, I'm Sam Leonard, instructor at Access. It's my honor to introduce the 2020 graduates, starting with Carter Bell. It's a long walk. Next is Eric Dunbar. Nice work. Rashay Dykeman. Nice work, bro. Madeline Franks. Cami Gandy Cade. Royal Green. Christy Hamlin. Lane Hart. Courtney Johnson. Darian Lee. Ivy Lee. Liam Mitchell. Amy Montoy. McKenna Ryman. Bailey Hope Schatz. Samantha Schmidt. Edward Spotted Elk O'Brien. Campbell Turner. Nice work, Eddie. Sydney Wilkie. Nice work, brother. And last but not least, Caitlin Yakaweshin.
Graduates, well, let's make it official. Dr. Ream, trustees, family, guests, and friends, it is my duty and my honor to present the 2020 graduates for the Access to Success program. Graduates, if you would please stand, and you may move your tassels from the right to the left, signifying that you have completed high school. Well done. So that's where we are. I'm getting ready to play some music for you to walk yourselves out. You've done a great job. Thanks for setting the bar for how the COVID graduation ceremonies are going to go. You've done well. Thanks to Charlie for coming to be our speaker. Thanks to all of you for being here today. And Caitlin, when the music starts, I'm going to let you work on leading us out there towards the parking lot. Congratulations, you're graduates. Flyover for our graduates. Starting with Caitlin's down there. If you want to follow them out to the parking lot, thank you for coming today. Be safe heading home. Please remember to maintain distancing and have a wonderful weekend with your graduates. Thanks for sharing them with us. They're wonderful kids.